Hi, welcome back to Brooksy's Bass Corner and my Essential Bass Album series, looking back at albums that in my view are essential listening for any bass player. It might be an album that sold millions of copies worldwide and thrust the bassist onto megastardom, or it might be an album that didn't sell particularly well but cut a niche for a particular bassist to propel the band or artist onto greater things. Or it might just be a great album in terms of the bass performance. Either way, I think these albums deserve your attention, and perhaps by watching this video you might be intrigued to check out the album for yourself. And who knows, maybe it will excite you as much as it excited me when I first discovered it. Sadly, due to copyright restrictions, I can't use audio examples from the album, but where suitable I will indicate particular songs and their timestamp that I'm referring to. Also, check out the description box below for video links of selected tracks from this album. If you enjoy the video, please hit the subscribe button below, hit the notification bell so that you receive notifications when I post new videos, and please give the video a thumbs up, I'd really appreciate it. If you have any comments regarding the album or the video, leave them below and I'll come back to you as soon as I can. On with this episode's album. It's Nirvana's Nevermind. Once in a generation, an album is released that turns the musical world upside down. Legend and time can distort the facts, but in the case of Nevermind by Nirvana, its effect is still being felt 30 years on, in this its 30th anniversary year. There was a music business before Nevermind, and a totally different one after its release. Record companies radically changed their artist rosters, swept out the old guard in favour of bands that appealed to the disaffected youth. Alternative rock and grunge were now the cash generating genres, and for the first half of the 90s it dominated the airwaves. The arrival of Dave Grohl on drums cemented the Nirvana lineup that went into stellar. Expectations for the album were muted. The band simply wanted to make a better album than 1989's Bleach, their first album, while initial projections from the record company suggested sales of 50,000 would be considered a success. Little did they see the juggernaut that was about to hit. The album topped the charts the world over, reaching number 1 in the US, although only reaching number 5 in the UK. However, Nevermind is easily afforded classic status, as it has remained a consistent seller since its release in September 1991, shifting over 10 million copies in the US alone and hitting 30 million worldwide so far. Krist Novoselic used several Gibson Ripper basses, a black ebony 1979 model for drop tunings, regularly playing in E-flat with the E-string tuned to D-flat, and a natural 75-76 model for standard tuning. Rumour suggests another 73-74 model may also have been used, all strung with Roadsound RS66 swing bass steel round wound strings, and played through an Ampeg SVT 400T amp and Marshall 4x12 cabinets. His go-to distortion unit was a Proco Rat distortion, and Novoselic always used a pick with a significant signal boost in the mid-range with a little treble boost for definition. What can be said about the lead single Smells Like Teen Spirit that hasn't been said already? It attained classic status long ago, up there with the likes of Hey Jude and Stairway to Heaven, a song with an instantly identifiable chord progression that hasn't aged a day, sounding as fresh now as it did in 1991. Fast forward to 25 seconds of In Bloom for a great example of Novoselic's grinding bass tone, here underpinning Cobain's subdued vocal performance. His gear is the perfect recipe for a bass tone of this type. Come As You Are, with its chorus-drenched verse riff, reveals Cobain's love of the Beatles, hence his determination to write simple songs with melodic hooks. Strip away the big sound and heavy guitars and the structures are quite simple, almost beautiful in their content. Breed is a good example of Novoselic's love of a valve-loaded bass amp. His tone is fuzzy but very tightly compressed and fat sounding. As a three-piece band, Nirvana covered a lot of sonic space, using dynamics brilliantly and to maximum effect to build tension, as highlighted in Lithium. The constantly moving bass part from 1 minute 56 to 2 minutes 31 is a great example of Krist's playing style and technique, providing the solid foundation between Grohl's incendiary drumming and Cobain's emotional and raw guitar work. Polly, with its delicate subject matter, features a more restrained bass performance, but in the context of the song, it works, less being more. Territorial Pissings shows the band rocking out in a punk trash vein, not unlike Green Day, who were also on the way up at the time. Lounge Act showcases the thoughtful and considered nature of Novoselic's bass lines, as he weaves a moving line to maintain the song's momentum, much like Sting did with The Police. Stay Away and On a Plane are the complete opposite of album closer Something in the Way. Raucous and unchained, brought right down to earth with a delicate, almost morose tale of living under a bridge. Kurt Cobain had his own demons to battle, a tortured soul if ever there was one. The band wanted to make the best album they could. What they didn't bank on was becoming the biggest band in the world for the next 3 years. Rest in peace, Kurt. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the subscribe button below, hit the notification bell so that you receive notifications when I post up new videos, and please give the video a thumbs up, I'd really appreciate it. If you have any comments regarding the album or the video, leave them below and I'll come back to you as soon as I can. Look forward to seeing you here again on Brooksy's Bass Corner.